I speak to you now with trembling hands and a heart stripped of every comforting mask. For too long I chased illusions, bottles that promised numbness, rituals that whispered escape, friends who applauded my bravado while secretly cheering my downfall. I called it freedom, but it was addiction dressed in sequins, coaxing me to dance on a cliff's edge. Today, standing in the wreckage, I finally see the cliff for what it is, a jagged prophecy fulfilled. You were the single soul brave enough to stand between me and that drop. When I trembled, you steadied me. When I collapsed, you lifted me. Yet in my arrogance, I mistook your tenderness for inevitability. I assumed life would always grant me one more dawn with you, no matter how many nights I wasted. I used your forgiveness like counterfeit coins, buying another hit of denial. And while I staggered through neon rooms, chasing louder music and cheaper thrills, you sat at home praying I would remember who I truly was. Now the bill has arrived. One by one, the pillars I leaned on crumble, friendships revealed as transactional, finances bleeding out, career doors closing with polite but final clicks. The phone that once flashed with invitations now buzzes only with overdue notices. I walk through our city and the billboards seem to mock me, reflecting my own face with accusing clarity. This is who you became while she waited for you to wake up. When I betrayed your trust, I believed I could outrun the consequences. Addiction teaches that lie eloquently. It says apologies are safety nets and second chances infinite. But each apology left an invisible bruise on your heart. Each broken promise rearranged the constellations of our future. My betrayal didn't just hurt you. It boomeranged and split my life wide open. I remember the night the spiral truly began. Rain tapped the windows. You hummed in the kitchen, candles waiting on the table. Restlessness hissed in my ear. One careless text, one impulsive exit, and I was gone, telling myself I'd be back in an hour. I returned 3 days later, smelling of smoke and regret. Your eyes glistened with bewildered sorrow no poem can capture. That was the first fracture. The rest followed like shards from a single stone. Weeks blurred into months. Lies stacked like dominoes. Yet still you loved. You clung to hope the way angels cling to harps in a storm. How cruel that I used your faith as an umbrella while it rained destruction on both our lives. Karma, however, is relentless. It doesn't strike like lightning. It arrives like a slow tide, eroding everything built on sand. First, I lost easy mornings, those simple joys of waking clear-headed beside you. Then I lost our laughter, replaced by awkward silences. Finally, inevitably, I lost you. The day you walked away, the apartment sighed, every room echoing your absence. Even the plants seemed to wilt in solidarity. I thought that was bottom, but karma had more to teach. After you left, I dove deeper into indulgence. The universe watched, sorrowful yet firm, and removed the rest. My job after too many no-shows, my health as insomnia and anxiety sabotaged each breath, my so-called friends once the funds dried up. I cursed fate, blamed everyone but the mirror. 2 nights ago, in a sliver of pre-dawn stillness, I finally faced that mirror. Red eyes, cracked lips, skin pale from months beneath bar lights. And beneath the hollow cheeks, the child I abandoned, the dreamer you once believed in. He looked at me with the compassion I refused myself, and something broke open. A sob erupted, and with it the first honest prayer I've uttered in years. Help me change. Since that dawn, I have taken cautious steps. I enrolled in recovery where titles dissolve, leaving only raw humanity. Yesterday, I sat in a circle and said, "Hello, my name is," and I harmed the woman I love. The words tasted like both blood and baptism. I began therapy, deleted every enabler's contact, filled the empty slots with crisis hotlines and mentors in sobriety. I started a journal where each page is an inventory of truth. I've also begun restitution. Debt collectors call, I answer. Apologies owed, I deliver. Not as currency, but confession. On weekends, I serve meals at a shelter, listening to stories that mirror my own descent. Addiction spares no class, creed, or talent. I traded too much dignity. Now I intend to earn it back through service. Sometimes, in half-remembered dreams, I feel your guardian angels standing at the foot of my bed. They say nothing, yet their presence radiates both warning and hope. In their eyes, I glimpse the timeline where I kept my promises, where we wake each sunrise in gratitude instead of grief. Those visions sting, but they also illuminate the road back to grace. Each morning, I record them, turning visions into vows. Drink water before coffee, meditate before phone, seek service before comfort. Small hinges open heavy doors, and these tiny commitments are already creaking my future toward light. I have resumed music, the one pure gift I never fully betrayed. My guitar, silent for months, now hums with tentative chords. I write songs not of heartbreak, but of accountability, letting the strings vibrate with words I can't yet speak aloud. When the melodies circle the room, I imagine them traveling across rivers and rooftops until they reach wherever you are, carrying a single refrain. He is changing, honestly this time. Though the nights are still long, I no longer fear their silence. I light a candle, breathe rosewood incense, your favorite, and read sacred texts about shadow and light. The words of mystics remind me that even the prodigal finds a feast when humility leads him home. I am not at the feast yet, but I have left the husks behind. Most of all, I practice patience. With cravings that claw at 2 a.m., with memories that lunge like ghosts, with the slow motion pace of genuine recovery. Patience is the gatekeeper of miracles, and I stand before that gate every hour, whispering, I will wait as long as it takes. Beloved, I write not to drag you into my penance. Your healing is sacred and must unfold on its own path. Yet I believe in redemption, not as a shortcut to your arms, but as a pilgrimage toward wholeness. Should our orbits ever cross again, I pray you'll see not the man who broke you, but the one who rebuilt himself with radical honesty. For now, I release any claim on your present. I hold only gratitude for our past and reverence for your peace. No late-night texts, no doorstep confessions. Instead, I will honor you by honoring myself, knowing the highest apology is consistent right action over time. When dawn lifts the sun tomorrow, I will step outside and breathe the air of sobriety. I will whisper your name into the quiet, not as a tether of guilt but a blessing. May she thrive. May love find you gentle and whole. May every dream you sketched in the margins of our conversations bloom in vibrant reality. As for me, the journey continues, one mindful breath, one honest day, one sober sunset at a time. Karma walks beside me now, not as executioner, but mentor, guiding my steps away from the cliff towards solid ground. If I stumble, I will rise. If I falter, I will remember the echo of your faith and let it steady me, even from afar. Thank you for being the mirror in which I finally saw my truest reflection. Thank you for loving me fiercely enough to leave when staying would have destroyed us. Thank you for the silent prayers I know you still send when my name crosses your heart. I feel them like warm currents steering this battered vessel towards safer harbors. Wherever you are, maybe curled with a book, laughing with friends, or dancing under moonlight, know that a once-lost soul gazes at the same sky and sends you love framed by accountability. No longer a plea, only a promise. I will become the man I was meant to be, whether destiny ever writes our names on the same page again. Until that unknown chapter, walk in brilliance, divine feminine. I will be here, bead by bead, breath by breath, returning at last to the sacred truth you always saw beneath my ruin. I am worthy of healing, and healing I shall claim. With humble heart and unwavering resolve,